Hi, this is Candy from CG Applique Patterns. This is video 5, Templates Meet Fabric. You're going to need the fabric you picked out a couple of videos ago with all the letters on it. You need all of that. You're going to need your paper template with all the letters, the corresponding letters on the pieces. You're also going to need all the templates that you cut out with that last video. You're going to need some fabric scissors of different sizes for cutting out because you're working on fabric now. And also you're going to need something to poke a hole in the freezer paper. What I want you to do is take all your templates, except for the itty bitty ones, and you can see easier on here. I want you to poke a hole with the scissors just right through the paper on the larger one, someplace near the middle, not up by the edge, but near the middle. So go take time to do that, poke those holes. Then I want you to transfer all the letters from the template, the whole pattern template, to the pieces. It'll be easier to find which pieces goes on which fabric. I have right here, I have D fabric, so I've got the pieces that were lettered with D, which is 9 and 4. I picked out 9 and 4 and I put D's on them. You'll need to do that for every one of your fabrics. So go ahead and take time to do that. And then we're going to get to actually placing the pieces on the fabric. This, like I said, this is my D fabric, and I want to lay it out wrong side up. All prepared edge is done on, we iron the templates to the wrong side of the fabric. You want to place the templates so that you have enough room to accommodate your edges. This piece has a quarter, you can tell by the dots. Dots are a 1/4 inch edge, solid lines are 1/8. So you're going to need a 1/4 inch space here, and you can place, we're having 2 on the same fabric, so you can place them close together, but this one has 1/8 inch, so you have to make room for that so that you can cut it out. You want here, this template right now is too close to the edge. I'm not going to have enough, so I want to move it down so that I have enough on the edge to cut around. You want to be aware of all of that. These bottom ones are 1/4 inch. You have to make allowance for that. And once you've got them placed, take your iron, you can put it on cotton, and freezer paper is pretty hardy, so you can push it down on cotton and hold it down until the template is adhering to the fabric. Sometimes it'll come up. You can hold it up. You can press anytime at all. If you have one that keeps popping up, put a little glue stick behind it, and you can even iron that down just to hold it down, because we're going to need them to be solid on the fabric on the next couple of videos. I'll show you here exactly what it looked like when I was cutting it out. Oops. It was something like this. And you can see I had enough room for my my edges. Okay, you're going to cut out all your pattern pieces from your fabric, and there's a way to do that, and you have to do it a certain way or it's not going to come out very well, because the way prepared edge pieces are actually prepared is key to having a successful project. So you want everything to work. So I'm going to show you on actual pattern pieces exactly how I cut them out. This is number 5, which is a leaf. It's very simple, all solid lines and your dotted lines here. So this whole edge is 1/8 inch, and there's a 1/4 inch down here. The little stem up top has 2 1/4 inch pieces and 1/8 on the side. These are solid lines. These are pretty straightforward. Okay. Then you can get into one that's a little bit larger. Again, 1/8 of an inch all the way around. You hit your 1/4 inch, come out and make 1/4 inch and a 1/4 inch here. Beware of those dots. Those are very important. One thing we do get in applique are curves, and they need to be addressed a certain way. I'm right-handed, so I usually start at the right side of a piece. You have 1/8 of an inch here, all over the outer curves. Outer curves aren't a problem, but inside curves are, and this one is pretty deep. So you want to leave extra fabric anywhere you see an inside curve that is more than just a very shallow dip. Okay, so we've got extra fabric here. We go over, we have extra fabric here because this one's more than just a little wave there. It's a curve. Okay, around the outside edge, usually around the edges, 1/8 of an inch is what is normally used. All the way around. This is a nice, slow, easy curve, 1/8 of an inch. Now, there are times when the curves can be really deep, too. So this one we have, it's all solid lines, but we have 1/8 inch here. This is just a little dip. We don't have to worry about that. 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. We come around this little knob here, and this, you can leave some fabric here. You'll probably end up trimming this a little bit, but here's a deep curve. I've gone wide. I've left almost 1/4 of an inch around this curve. If you leave more, it's good. If you take it out, it's not going to end well. 1/8 of an inch here and 1/4 of an inch here. Now this piece has two big curves. 1/8 of an inch all the way up, around the top. This curve is very deep. Leave fabric. 1/8 of an inch around the top. And this one, actually, I left this whole group, this whole section out because we need we're going to be clipping next time, and we need fabric to clip. So now we have 1/8 of an inch all the way down, and again, 1/4 of an inch bottom. This piece, number 10, is all solid lines, but again, it has curves. You can cut here 1/8 of an inch, and again, 1/8 of an inch around the outside curves is good. That usually works very well. Here's an inside curve. Go wide. Down. You can go right around your curve here, your outside curve. Inside curve, leave some fabric. 1/8 of an inch. Here's another deep curve. Leave some fabric and back up to your 1/8. Okay, sometimes your solid lines and your dotted lines bump into each other, and you're wondering, what do I do with this? Well, I'll show you. Here's an 1/8 solid line, 1/8 of an inch. Here's a little indentation, doesn't really need much, 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. Here you've got a little curve, so leave some fabric. You're going around an outside curve, 1/8 of an inch. You're coming into a little curve here, so you can leave. This would probably be okay with an 1/8 of an inch. It's not real deep, but if you want to leave a little bit of fabric, that's fine. Now you've bumped into your dots. You're going to stop your 1/8 of an inch edge, and you're going to bump out, and you're going to go down 1/4 of an inch. You're just going to make a little zag like that right there, and you're going to do your 1/4 inch and your 1/4 inch. Here's another one that does that. Leaf. It's going under another leaf. 1/8 of an inch all the way down. You meet your dotted line, bump out, and continue down as a 1/4 inch and a 1/4 inch on the bottom. Okay, we've got some other oddball things. This is the little petal in the middle of the floral. design, and it's underneath everything. That's why there's all these dots around here. But the tip sticks out, so the 1/8 of an inch all the way around here, bring it out, and do your 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Okay, here's one of the petals, 1/8 of an inch, got a little dip here, 1/8 around the bump, 1/8 around this. It's not a very deep curve. Now you're coming around, and here's a knob, and here's a curve for here. So you're going to leave extra fabric. There's a knob, which is an 1/8. You're going to interior curve, leave extra fabric, go straight out, and then here's your 1/4 inch edge. This little guy is a leaf that goes under 2 other leaves, and it doesn't have but this much solid line. So you would start here, 1/8 of an inch. Now this is a deep curve. Leave extra fabric. You can see that. 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. Bring it on out to 1/4, because all of this is a 1/4. So we go 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, all the way down here, and then back up. And you see on this piece, when you're placing it on the fabric to iron down, you have to make an allowance, because this is a big chunk of fabric right here. And if you place it too close to another template, you're not going to have enough. So you want to, this is how you eyeball. You get used to it after a while, but those 1/4 inch seams are 1/4 inch all the way. They don't stop and turn into 1/8 inch seams at the end. Okay, here's another little leaf that has a big 1/4 inch side, 1/8 of an inch around the outside bump, into the curve, a little bit extra fabric, 1/8 of an inch all the way down out to the 1/4, and 1/4 to the out down the side and to the bottom. This is the last little piece. It's all solid lines, but it does have one little quirky spot. So you go 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. These little dips right here can take an 1/8 of an inch. Now this one is just a little bit deeper. So cut a little bit wide. It's a little bit deeper, just cut a little bit wide and continue on with your 1/8 of an inch. And this, the way you cut is very important, and because it has an effect on the way you clip. And the way you clip has an effect on the way you finish the piece so that it really looks perfect. So get to work, iron your templates to the right fabric, cut them out carefully. I use these Karen K Buckley scissors that are serrated. They're just really made for this. And a lot can be cut out with your large scissors. But if you have just small fabric scissors, they work. So don't worry about that. And the next video, 5.1, will show you how to audition your fabric on the background that you made in the first video, where you traced your whole pattern. So you're going to learn how to put your fabric on there, pick out anything you don't like, and change it. So we'll see you then. Thank you. Bye-bye.